Some people will have a job and think that it's boring and be ungrateful for the opportunity that they have. Another person will have a job and be grateful that they have that job. Even though it's exhausting and boring, they won't focus on that. They won't focus on how boring the job is. They'll think, oh, because of this job, I'm able to go on vacations, I'm able to buy all my favorite foods, I'm able to do everything that I want to do. Without this job, I wouldn't be able to pay my bills, I wouldn't be able to buy my favorite video games, I wouldn't be able to do anything without this job because nothing's free. Because of this job, I'm able to afford the lifestyle that I want to live. Think about during ancient times when we humans used to walk barefoot in the forest. It was uncomfortable and we wish we had shoes. So then we made shoes, but we didn't like walking. So then we started riding horses, but even that wasn't enough. So we made cars, but then it was either too hot or too cold in a car. It would be unbearable to drive a car without air conditioning in the summer. So we made air conditioning, heaters, heated seats. But now we complain about being stuck in traffic because everybody has cars. There's too many cars on the road, so we get stuck in traffic. The point I'm trying to make is, no matter how much we improve as a civilization, no matter how much we get, it's never enough. There's always going to be something to complain about. We always complain about something, but people back in the day would love to live in this era. The people that used to walk barefoot in the forest would love to be able to drive a car, wouldn't mind being stuck in traffic. But we get mad. We start yelling. We don't have patience. It's almost as if the convenience is inconvenient. It's almost as if we're too spoiled. So we complain about everything and we fail to see the privilege that we have and how far we've came as a society and how comfortable our life really is. It's almost as if when we used to hunt for our food instead of going to the grocery store, we actually had real concerns. We actually had real problems. Because if we didn't have a successful hunt, we didn't eat. Sometimes we just have to be grateful and stop complaining about every little thing. It's okay to complain sometimes because everyone has their own problems. But to complain all the time is a problem. To focus on the negatives all the time is what stops us from being happy. Instead of looking at all the things that we have in life and being grateful for all the things we have in life. There's so many new comfortable jobs that have been created that didn't exist before. If all you do is play video games, you can actually make that a career. You couldn't do that back in the day. Now you can actually have fun playing video games and make money off of it. Become a celebrity off of playing video games. That wasn't even a job back then. You needed to have a lot of money to start your own business. Now you can just have an online store. You no longer need a physical location to start a business. The luxury that we have, the opportunities that we have. Back then, the only way to make it is to work hard. Now we have the opportunity to work smart. Different ways of making money. You no longer just have to get a job or be wealthy to start a business. You can entertain without being on television, without making it that way, because it was extremely difficult to actually make it on television, to show off your talents. With the internet, anybody could show off their talents. So let's not focus on all the negatives, on all the difficult things in life. Let's focus on the opportunities that we have, the opportunities that are given to us because of how much we've progressed as a society. Because if you want to look at all the opportunities, that's when you'll have the ambition, the goals. But if you want to focus on all the negatives, then you'll just be stuck in your mind all day. Just being born in a first world country, you already won the lottery because of how many opportunities there is. We always look at, oh, but other people have this, that's why they're successful. Other people have that, that's why they're successful. There's people in less fortunate countries, in third world countries, looking at people in the first world countries and think, why are some people squandering their opportunities? If only I was given that chance to live in a first world country, I would be able to be successful. I will work really hard and not complain all the time. So when you think about it, everything is perspective. If you want to look for excuses, if you want to look at other people and think about what they have and why they're successful, then how can you motivate yourself to do the things you want to do? Because it just feels impossible. But if you have the perspective of I can make anything happen as long as I put my mind to it, because all the opportunities that we have in this world, as long as you focus on what's possible, on how to make it happen, instead of focusing on all the obstacles, then you'll make it happen. Because nothing in this world is easy. Everything is difficult. Everything has obstacles. You can make an excuse for everything if you want to look for excuses. If you want to look at how difficult something is. But if all you do is focus on the things that you can control rather than the things that you can't control, then you'll get very far in life. If you focus on just making the best move, depending on your situation, making the best move that will give you the best possible chance to succeed, then I believe in you. Nothing's 100%. There's no such thing as the perfect plan, the perfect strategy. The only thing you're doing is increasing your chances of success. When you prepare, when you have a plan, when you take action, when you do the right thing, you're just more likely to succeed. Sometimes we just have to change our mindset, because our mindset is stopping us from doing the things we want to do, because we focus on all the negatives, on all the reasons why we can't do something. And instead of thinking that way, instead of focusing on that, let's focus on all the ways we can succeed. Let's have the mindset of getting what we're worth, because nothing's going to be handed to us. Nothing is free in this world. Nobody's just going to give you the car of your dreams. You have to earn it. If you think about it, everything is perspective. Some people think there's no aliens because we already explored our solar system and we didn't find any aliens. We didn't find any life on other planets. People already came up with their conclusions and think there's no life in the solar system, even though we haven't fully explored our solar system. We haven't fully explored each planet and all the moons on all the planets in our solar system. There may be alien life on some of the frozen moons on Jupiter or Saturn. There may be a whole ocean underneath those frozen moons. Ocean bigger than the combined oceans of our Earth. So how can we think that there's no life elsewhere? And for those of y'all who think, well, if there are aliens, where are they? Maybe they're just too far away. Space is so vast. Maybe they just can't get to us. Maybe because we can't travel faster than the speed of light. And that's why we can't find aliens. And that's the same reason why they can't find us. Because if there are life on a planet that's 1,000,000 light years away, it would take us traveling at the speed of light 1,000,000 years to get there. And it would take them 1,000,000 years to get to us if they can travel at the speed of light. But the problem is, we're not even close to traveling at the speed of light. And even if we could travel at the speed of light, that's not fast enough for interstellar travel or intergalactic travel. It's not fast enough. And I think that's why aliens haven't gotten to us. Because even if they figured out how to travel at the speed of light, but they're 1,000,000 light years away, it would take them 1,000,000 years to get to us traveling at the speed of light. So traveling at the speed of light is not enough. And we can't even do that. And there's no object that can travel at the speed of light, because every object has mass. The only reason why light can travel at the speed of light is because it has no mass. So we would have to design something, create something that can travel, that can move, that has no mass. That itself is already a difficult task to accomplish. And yes, there's theories about, we could travel through wormholes. We could create a device that can theoretically suck in the space in front of us and let it out behind us. But what we're talking about is actually bending space and time, folding space in half to travel. That's even more difficult than trying to figure out how to travel at the speed of light. So there's just far too many obstacles for interstellar travel, for aliens to actually get to us, and for us to get to aliens. And perhaps, what if aliens are more advanced than us? What if they came about 1,000,000,000 years before us? But what if they just still haven't figured it out because they don't know how to make something that has no mass but can move and travel at the speed of light? And even if they accomplish that, it's not fast enough to get to us if they're too far away. And now we're talking about bending space or finding wormholes. Perhaps they haven't found any wormholes. Perhaps they don't know how to actually bend space. And maybe they need another billion years to actually discover how to even do that, let alone build something that can actually do that. And we're probably 5 billion years too early to actually make a device that can actually do that, to actually travel interstellar. So everything is perspective. Depending on how you see things, you could believe there's aliens, you could believe there's no aliens. But if you really think about it, the ingredients for life is everywhere. It's everywhere. It's so common. It just so happened that this planet, Earth, has all the ingredients and is habitable, and all the ingredients just happen to mix well and created life. But if the ingredient for life is so common, then it's possible that there's another habitable planet just like Earth that has the same ingredients because it's so common, and those ingredients mixed and created life. So if it's possible here, then it's possible elsewhere, because there's billions and trillions of stars, billions of galaxies that have stars, and every star has planets. So mathematically, there has to be alien life. But it depends on your perspective and how you want to look at things. Depending on your perspective, you'll think a certain way. You'll believe certain things and you don't believe in certain things. And a lot of our perspective is how we grew up. Is what we're taught, is what we learn. If you think about it, when we're born, we know nothing. And we absorb all the knowledge that are taught to us. And we develop certain perspective, depending on who our parents are, depending on where we're born, what country we're from, what culture. Some people don't question anything. They just accept everything. Whatever they hear, they think is real. They don't even question. And for others, we question everything. Whenever we're told something, whenever we learn something, we question if it's true. And we come up with our own perspective and our own thoughts about it. But that depends on your perspective in life and the level of experience that you have. Some people question things and think, does it make sense? And others just go, everything makes sense. So everything is perspective. Some people have a car and just so excited about driving and having a car and just satisfied with just having a car. And others have a car and think, I need a better car. This car is not good enough. It's all perspective. Happiness is perspective. If you think you have enough, if you're grateful for everything, you're happy. But if you think you don't have enough, if you're always looking elsewhere, when you get one thing that you want, and all you do is focus on getting the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and you're never ever grateful for the things that you have, and you never have enough, and it's almost like you're always chasing happiness, then you're not going to be happy because you're always chasing happiness. But for those who are already satisfied with their life and just grateful for everything in life, they already have the happiness. They're no longer chasing after it, looking for something better, comparing themselves to everybody else. Instead, just compare yourself to the person you were yesterday. As long as you're better than who you were yesterday, as long as you're improving and becoming the best version of you, then it's enough. Then you will be happy, because happiness is always within you. You're never chasing after happiness. Materialistic things, external things, things that you can't control, because you're at peace with yourself. Deep down, you're just happy to be in this beautiful world. Your focus is on all the happy things in life rather than all the negatives. If you want to be happy, change your perspective, change your mindset, and just realizing that just being yourself is enough.